Hello, 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 how are we all doing? My name is Mark and you may remember me from such channels as Riyadh on the Move. But anyway, here we are now in a brand new channel, which I've also not invented yet and not decided what it's going to be called. But regardless of that, behind me is my current project. This is my 2008 Volkswagen T5 Transporter, which as you can see, it's in a bit of a sorry state right now. So I bought this van approaching 2 years ago now. I bought it in about March 2024 and it's now currently 2nd of January 2026. And since then I've done a few modifications and as you can see I've just completely and utterly ruined it. Because believe it or not, this was once upon a time a fully functioning driving van about 2 years ago and it was clean enough to just be on the road. That wasn't enough for me. I decided I wanted to start mucking about with things and changing things. So to start off with, modifications. I have put some H&R lowering springs in there just to bring the ride height nicely down, because it is a T32 this after all. No, sorry, it's a T30, so it was quite high because obviously it's the second largest in terms of tone weight and things. That great big thing on the top, as you can see, I installed that myself. That's a pop top. That was squeaky bum time trying to get that thing installed when you're cutting a big hole in the roof of your van irreversibly. Now you may be wondering what's happened here. It used to be blue, it is now grey because it's in high build primer. The doors are obviously all missing and the inside is in absolute state. And that's because I decided I wanted to give it a full respray, which we're in the process of doing right now. But I'm tempted to change the colour, but I'm not actually 100% certain what colour I'm going to go for yet. There was a lot of rust to be addressed. I had to weld in 2 new sills on both sides, and front and back. I fixed every single car park dent that I could find, which was a task in itself. So it's just been endless amounts of rubbing filler, and then priming, and then rubbing primer. And it's a big old van. The reason I bought this van is because I wanted to turn it into a camper van. But I didn't want it to just, you know, blend in with all the rest. I wanted to make it stand out. I've also purchased a full facelift front end kit for the front end. So yeah, I purchased this van about 2 years ago. I flew all the way down to Bristol. Yes, Bristol of all places. Went and picked it up, paid for it, and it was about a 6.5 hour drive to come back up the road, which was a long task. It did break down a couple of times on the way back up the road, which I had to sort when I got back. Kind of through the warranty, but we got that sorted in the end. Now, what made me go all the way to Bristol to buy this van? Well, it's a 2008 Transporter. It's a long wheelbase, which I wanted. It has a tailgate as opposed to barn doors, and it's a 2.5 litre TDI, 130 brake horsepower. Now, people are always saying about the long wheelbase campers, you know, why would you want a long wheelbase? It's harder to park. I'll tell you why you'd want a long wheelbase Transporter. Because it's 400mm of extra space that you don't have in a short wheelbase. So that's why I wanted this. And if you're living in it and camping in it, that's probably going to make quite a bit of difference. It was also extremely low mileage for its age. It's on 110,000 miles, I think. Let me just check. So we can just scrape back the dust from in there. I can turn the lights on, see that. Oh. Yep, 110,000 miles from new. Which for being 18 years old this year, is pretty low mileage for something like this. Especially being a working van all its days. It used to be a plumber's van. It had a roof rack on the top with one of those pipe boxes. That's all gone. It's all gone because I had to make room for the pop top. So as I said, it is in high build primer just now. There was lots of filler and bits everywhere, all across the whole thing. Obviously new cells there, and then the other side as well. I have been blocking this high build primer down, which you've got to do with a 320 and then hit it with a 500 before you can paint it. And as you'll see bits here, these are dents that I found whilst I was blocking it, and it is definitely better to try and catch them now as opposed to when it's painted. So this isn't actually high build, this is UV primer, which I'm told, I'm not a painter, I'm told is like high build, but it comes out of a can. I've got a couple other bits I need to UV prime that were dings up on top of the pillars, because it was, as I said, it had a roof rack and there was things getting thrown on the top, and there's just a couple of dents in the pillars. They're probably not going to be seen, but if I'm going to this extent, I'm going to fix them. May as well, it'd be stupid not to. So this obviously all needs blocked back down. I need to UV prime all the bits on the top of there, as I said. Once I've got all them sorted, I can rub it all down again with 500 and it's ready for paint. I did think about recording all this content of me, you know, taking it apart, filling the dents, welding the cells and doing everything else, but I don't really think anybody would just want to sit and watch somebody rub filler and primer all day on YouTube. So I think now's probably a good time to start making the content, because it's going to be getting, you know, it's going to start looking nice again quite soon. Right now it's an ugly duckling. Hopefully it's going to turn into a swan, but we'll see. But as you can see, I've just been rubbing down bits like this. This is my new back bumper that I got. It's a bit max power. It is a maxed in design. It looks got a diffuser in the back there, and it'd be a bit, you know, it'd be a bit Marmite, but I quite like it. It is fiberglass, and it was a complete pain in the arse to try and get fitting. I had to modify brackets and stuff like that, like it just would not fit. But it's getting there now. It is in highball primer as well, because there was a few imperfections that needed sorted, and I've just got to rub all the rest of this stuff down, which is going to take me a while. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably just stick it in a time lapse for you. So here I'm basically rubbing the bumper down with a 320 grit spongy pad. Normally when you spray highball primer on, it goes like a kind of rough texture. Then I'll cover it in guide coat, which kind of collects in the little imperfections, so you can see where they are and you can rub it out with the 320. Normally tend to use a 320 grit spongy pad as opposed to a 320 grit Abranet strip, because otherwise you would just get fingerprints in it. The sponge kind of helps stop that from happening basically. After rubbing it down with the 320, I'm going to hit it with a 500, because you need to hit it with a 500, otherwise you would see the 320 grit scratches through the paint once you painted it. So it makes it that little bit smoother and nicer for when the paint goes on. Here I'm rubbing down a bit of UV primer I put in the pillar. I'd found an extra dent when I was blocking everything down, so I just quickly ticked that up with a bit of dolphin glaze, which is the finest kind of filler you can get. Hit it with some UV, and this is me just blocking it down again with a 320. This is a much bigger bit to do now, so as you can see I'm guide coating that up, and I'm using a big flat block here. Again, this was another dent I found, and I just fixed it up and put some UV on it. So using a big flat block now, because it is a big long van, you kind of want to try and avoid ripples as much as possible. So the bigger the block, the better basically. So I'm just going at that until it's nice and smooth, all the guide coat's gone, and you can't see anything else in it. Switching to a smaller block, again with a 320 grit, on just this top bit here. Just couldn't really get in with a big block there, so kind of had to improvise. And just in with the spongy pad into all the nooks and crannies there just to finish it off. Right, and that is one very, very small piece of a very large jigsaw puzzle complete. So that's that bit blocked down of UV primer, and it's actually pretty easy to block, to be honest. It's a bit easier than highballed, I would say. Rubs a lot nicer. Feels nice and smooth. I can't feel any imperfections in there anymore. Quite happy with it. Fairly satisfied. Now all I've got left to do is do the exact same thing in a few other places. Hit it with a 500 grit and get ready for paint, although I'm not going to bore you with watching me do all that, because you've just seen a bit there and you don't really want to sit and watch me rub primer all day, because that'll be pretty boring. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. If you do like the video, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe, it would help me out. And if you've got any funky or fun ideas what we can do with this thing, either a colour we can paint it, or how we should kit it downside, or any way I should modify it, please drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.